Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to be studying the go-to-market strategy that Tomorrowland, the festival company that we all know about, deployed to successfully launch 2 NFT collections. And more specifically, we're going to be studying how exactly does Tomorrowland plan on using NFT technology as part of their business model. What are the 2 strategies that they used to advertise their NFT collection? And finally, I'm going to be sharing my personal opinion how I think they could have maybe tweaked their launch a little bit to achieve a little bit more success than they have. And I'm going to be telling you why right away. Now, before we get into the video, if this is the first time we meet, guys, my name is Leon Aboud. I am the founder of Unfungible.xyz, an NFT strategic consulting and marketing agency aimed at helping NFT projects successfully market their collection. So if at any point you find yourself needing additional help other than the resources provided in those videos, then feel free to get in touch with myself and my team by booking a call with us by clicking on the link in the description of this video, and you'll be able to get a free 30-minute consultation with myself so you can learn how we can basically help you, how we can help your project, and how you can get involved with us. And last thing, something that needs to be mentioned, I'm a DGen 90% of my day, but the other 10% I try to be a human. So if you want to see a bit of my human side, then feel free to check out my social medias. You can check out my Twitter at @HeyThisIsLeon and my Instagram at Leon Aboud. So you can see a bit of the human side behind Leon and not just the degenerate guy that's analyzing NFT projects. So right now I'm on Tomorrowland's website. And I was actually really excited when I saw this project up on the Magic Eden Launchpad. This is refreshing to see big companies, big brands out there like Tomorrowland. Today, as the day I filmed this video, we had 9gag launch their own NFT collection called The Potatoes. So seeing all those big brands coming into the NFT market in the same week was honestly really a bullish signal for myself. Because it is those types of brands, those big big companies that really add credibility to the NFT space. It also attracts new blood, fresh blood, which therefore increases the size of the community. So honestly, I foresee in the future to see a lot more companies, big brands entering the NFT space and really trying to apply NFT technology into their business model. And really, Tomorrowland was a perfect case study because I do think they did an incredible job with their go-to-market strategy. How they were able to pull it off, how they were able to practically have a pretty successful mint on their 2 collections and be able to do that without fundamentally changing their original business model, which, as we all know, is organizing festivals. We're currently on Tomorrowland's NFT website, nft.tomorrowland.com. And if we scroll down, we can see that they plan to have a total of 3 NFT collections. So the first drop, called A Letter from the Universe, happened in winter 2022. So this minted in March 2022 on the FTX's NFT Launchpad. We're going to be diving in that in a second. The second collection, which is currently minting, is called The Reflection of Love. And this one started minting on July 15th. And they do plan to have a third collection, which is to be announced around winter 2022. Now, before we get into the specifics, Tomorrowland's NFT page has 12.7k followers on Twitter, and they have about 12,000 members on Discord. Now, the Discord members are mixed between people that are joining the Discord for updated information about the festival, and I would assume a small part of it, maybe 20 to 30%, is for the NFT specific people. And you can know that because when you join the server, the first thing you're greeted with is this welcome message, which asks you, what are you most interested in? Is it the NFT, is it the festival, or is it both? So if I clicked only on NFTs, it's only going to give me access to NFT specific channels with the NFT announcements, NFT social media, and NFT general. One area where Tomorrowland did an absolutely incredible job was that they already checked the #1 element of a successful NFT project, which is having a really strong storytelling element. And that's something that Tomorrowland did very well in their whole business model, the festival, the entertainment shows, everything. They don't only offer festivals. Tomorrowland offer an escape from reality. And this is really how they brand themselves. Part of Tomorrowland's branding is that they're trying to make you travel towards an alternate reality, somewhere better. And just from the title of the NFT collections, A Letter from the Universe, the first name of the first collection, the second collection called A Reflection of Love, And if you can see, as part of their roadmap, the whole goal of those 3 collections is that you have to assemble the medallion. So the medallion of Memoria, they call it, Tomorrowland's ultimate collection. Combine one NFT from each collection to assemble your own medallion of Memoria, the ultimate Tomorrowland fan experience that lasts forever. Holders will have to choose to either hold their medallion and enjoy endless utility, or burn it in exchange for a full Madness pass for Tomorrowland's Belgium the next year. You see what I mean? So they really embedded really strong storytelling. And we can see this in a lot of really powerful projects, especially projects that are currently selling in the NFT space. What is performing right now? As we speak in the NFT space, we are not in a utility meta. We're not in a utility market. People don't care about utility. We're currently in a community market. People are buying into collections because of the sense of utility it gives them, the sense of exclusivity, or the sense of perceived value. So if you think about it, what are the current collections that are popping out there? We have collections like Goblin Town. What did Goblin Town offer than the creation of one of the strongest communities that I've ever seen, as well as the idea of storytelling and mystery surrounded their brand? You know, there were so many riddles as part of Goblin Town's NFT business model. So Tomorrowland definitely checked the first area, which is storytelling at the center of your brand. Now, if we go to the first collection, a letter from the universe, and we can see that this collection was minted exclusively on FTX's NFT Launchpad. And we can see that they have a total of 2,932 NFTs with a current floor price of 5.60 Solana. And they had a total volume of $360,000. And the second collection, The Reflection of Love, was minted on Magic Eden's Launchpad. So as we speak right now, Tomorrowland is still minting on Magic Eden's Launchpad. And they're honestly struggling a little bit to sell out because as we speak, they have a mint price of 3 Solana. And if we go to the actual collection, we can see that the floor price is at 2.79, which is a little bit below the mint price. So that means that the mint has stopped and people are buying things on secondary. They've still managed to sell about 4,000. So they've already outperformed, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how they were able to market the second collection better than the first one. But still, they're still struggling to mint out. And they could always cut the supply right now and call it a sellout. But Tomorrowland, the big festival company, not being able to completely sell out a 6,000 collection, it does show that there are things we can learn from their success as well as from their failure. So right now we are on Tomorrowland's first tweet, which happened on March 10th and they started by advertising the first collection, which is a letter from the universe. The first tweet has 600 likes, almost 200 retweets, and 40 comments. Now, what I really do want to show you is how they were able to implement NFT technology within their business model. So they created something for the first collection called the Quest. And this is what it basically looks like. There are 1,500 NFTs that were reserved for Tomorrowland's Winter Festival. So if we go here, this is how they pulled it off. So at the Winter Festival in Belgium, you would go to the FTX Basecamp and use your Tomorrowland bracelet to extract a message from the book. The second step is to hit the slopes of the hills and find the 3 lost books scattered across the Alpe d'Huez. The third step would be to return to the FTX Basecamp and finish the quest by scanning the first book again. And finally, you would claim the very first official Tomorrowland NFT. And then when you did receive your NFT, the first 125 people of the day would have access to an exclusive venue at Tomorrowland only for NFT holders. And this is what it looks like. You can see this is the FTX Basecamp. And you can see this was the first book. All you have to do is just scan your bracelet inside of that and it initiates this quest. Then you'd have to find the 2 other lost hidden books on the slopes, and you just have to scan your bracelet on them. And what that does basically is that it probably magnetizes your bracelet every time you scan it, and you would go back to the base camp and they could see that you've scanned the other 2 books. So let's watch this video that summarizes the quest. beautiful. And right here is an example of the type of utility NFT holders had access to during Tomorrowland's festival. So right now, as you know, Tomorrowland is happening in Belgium. We are going into the second weekend of a 3-weekend festival. And you can see right here, there was a hidden stage deep within the forest, sponsored by FTX. And this was only available to NFT holders. A real party of degenerates right there. Another form of utility that NFT holders are receiving is that owning an NFT would enter you into a raffle for merch and other goodies by Tomorrowland. So right here you can see they received, this person, BOK, received a Solo Vida sparkling wine by Tomorrowland, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome for people, Tomorrowland aficionados, people that do enjoy the festival, they do enjoy music. And right here on Discord, you can see that they were doing weekly raffles. So good morning, NFT holders. We're happily announcing the winners of last week's raffle. Surprise, we're raffling 50 duo tickets for a full weekend instead of 20. Feel free to tweet about it. That would be appreciated. The winners below will be receiving an email with their ticket. See you soon. And right here, they are giving away the last 5 LP vinyl boxes from Tomorrowland. This announcement right here on Discord, made on June 10th, is actually really interesting because this one announcement summarizes what Tomorrowland is trying to do with the NFTs, which is experimenting. So they're trying to experiment with this new NFT technology without disrupting their existing business model. They're trying to experiment and see how can they possibly integrate that within their already existing model to see if they can add value to their existing business model. So let's look at that. So let's read this announcement. So dear NFT holders, Tomorrowland is launching the first ever NFT tickets as a first step in one of many experiments. The goal of this is to see how we can handle decentralized tickets in the future and to learn from this together with you. 10 important pointers. So go to tomorrowlandallow.com. The password will be shared in the channel, the library. What? A full madness ticket for the weekend. Each wallet that joins the sale has the option to mint 2 NFT tickets, exclusively for the holders of Tomorrowland Winter NFT. The pricing is going to be 310 euros equivalent in Solana. You're allowed to trade this ticket on secondary. Everyone who joins this list can join the sale following the first come first serve principle. There are no Dreamville upgrades available for this ticket. The sale will happen on Magic Eden through the use of a phantom wallet. This is so cool. So basically, what owning an NFT ticket allowed you to do was receive first access to buying tickets. So I'm sure you've heard it many times. One thing with Tomorrowland tickets is that they sell out very quickly. So people have to really fight to get their ticket in time. And owning the NFT basically gives you privilege, gives you first come first serve privilege to be able to secure your own tickets without having to fight or having to buy your tickets on Facebook Marketplace. So the Tomorrowland NFT ticket experiment can be found on Magic Eden, and it has a floor price of 9. But as you see, there were only 42 tickets that were minted, and there are 14 owners. So you see, this brings back to the idea of the experimentation because as you see, it was probably a flop, if you want to think about it. Only 14 people bought into this collection. But this is great because Tomorrowland is testing. They are trying different things and they're seeing how the public is reacting. So there are only 7 tickets listed. So I guess people are holding on to them as, you know, a memorabilia that, oh, this was Tomorrowland's first ever NFT ticket. Oh man, my tablet actually just ran out of battery. I guess I'll have to wing the next 2 parts of this video. So the second part of this video that I want to talk about is how did Tomorrowland market their NFT collection? And what is really interesting is that they have 2 collections, right? We remember that. They actually use completely different marketing strategies to market their first collection compared to the second one. And I guess they learned from the mistakes from the first one and adapted those to the second one. The first collection, they've basically done it by tapping into the already existing network, the already existing social medias. So we can see right here, Tomorrowland, 10 million on YouTube on March 10th. they released a teaser video for the NFT collection. Let's watch that. Perfect. So creating a new universe of extraordinary experiences, the beginning of a new story together with FTX. Discover all info at nft.tomorrowland.com. And of course, they did the same thing on their website, wrote a bunch of blog articles about that, used their Instagram to push that. So really, the first part of their marketing was targeted towards those new NFT buyers. And you can really fortify that theory with the type of people that were tagging them on their first collection. So right here we can see Bombi Rocks tweeted, "I minted my first ever NFT, love my stars and my other babes." Another example, we got MP, Crypto Dad, "my first NFT, Morning Sun." And I think this strategy worked for them. So they were only able to mint 2,932 NFTs out of their collection. And I do think they overestimated how many people would actually take the time. New buyers would take the time to figure out the logistics of buying an NFT. They did end up minting only 2,932 at a price of 3 Solana, so not too bad. And the only reason I guess they were able to pull it off and thought they could pull it off is because by March, so they minted on March 23rd. So they were still in like there was still remnants of the bull market that happened. So right here, I'm on Google Trends, and you can see that the peak of the bull market happened between the week of January 16 and January 29. And after that, it was only downhill. And around March 23rd, March 20th, it stabilized. So we saw that little like leftover momentum from the bull market. However, the second collection, they knew that there was very little interest about NFTs from new buyers. Remember, the new collection minted last week, so July 15. And as you can see, interest in NFTs is at an all-time low this year. So they had to change their strategy. And this is the strategy they used for the second collection. This brings us to June 23rd, about 3 weeks before the mint of the second collection called The Reflection of Love. And instantly, I could see a big difference in the way they were communicating about their NFT collection. The communication has shifted. And now, instead of trying to sell it to their existing customers, they were attracting already existing NFT buyers. So they started doing something that they didn't do in the first collection, which was regular AMAs. They went native to the industry. So AMA is AMA. They also went hard on collaborations. So right here, look who made a big collab with them. Just Ape. We're giving away 5 spots for Tomorrowland's new NFT, and you can see Just Ape's branding. Again, another one. Right here, we can see that Just Ape tweeted, "Ecstatic to welcome Tomorrowland to Solana and host an AMA on the 1st of July for their Tomorrowland NFT drop. Mark your calendar and come learn more about the reflection of love." Right here, another example, they did an AMA with, I guess, media company called The Portal. And right here, we have another partnership. This one is with Hype Beast. Another example, they did an AMA with a big Solana influencer called Soul Sniper. Join me and Tomorrowland on Spaces in 15 minutes to discuss their upcoming Tomorrowland NFT drop. They did another one with the D-Gods community. So we're hosting an AMA with Tomorrowland NFT today at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've got Alpha, Dust, and a few other surprises up our sleeve. Another AMA, Pesky Penguins. And another one, Cats on Crack. And another one, we got Stoned Ape Crew, another big project in the Solana space. And here we have Solana Monkey Business, the Monkey DAO. Another AMA. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. EDT, Tomorrowland will reveal our one-on-one Monkey DAO NFT live during the Twitter Spaces. And another AMA, Exomon. We are also having a very special Twitter Spaces event with members of the Tomorrowland NFT team. That is just crazy. These guys went all in on partnership. whoever was responsible of marketing for the second collection really understood what it took to sell out that second collection. And the timing was honestly really strategic. Exactly 1 week before the collection dropped is when they went all in on AMAs. And one thing super strategic that they did was that the day of the mint, so July 15th, they tweeted the one-on-ones that they had created for every community. So they had created a one-on-one NFT for the DGOD community, for example, for the Just Ape community, for Magic Eden, for example. So what they did is that they tweeted those the same day of the mint. And what that resulted in was with other communities retweeting that tweet and really reminding people that, hey, today is the mint. And this, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the third and final chapter of this video, which is room for improvement and major takeaways. So what are some weaknesses or flaws or shortcomings that Tomorrowland's NFT had? And I actually have 3 different pointers that I would like to point out. And the first one is really for the pricing structure that they chose for the second collection. So a couple of things. Number one, this is the second collection that they have. When selling a memorabilia, second collections always have lower perceived value than first collections. We see that on most major projects. And typically what we see on healthy projects is that secondary collections have a floor price about 1/4 of the floor price of the initial collection. So I'll give you an example. Bored Ape Yacht Club, they had a current floor price of around 90 Ethereum. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, the secondary collection, they are sitting at about between 20 to 25. So that's divided by 4. Another example is Moonbirds. So Moonbirds is a secondary collection of the primary collections, which is Proof, which is an alpha pass. Proof currently stands at about 80 Ethereum, I believe. And Moonbirds sits at about 25, between 25 and 30 Ethereum. So that's about 1/4 of it. And in their case, Tomorrowland priced the first collection. Something else that I do want to mention, and this is right here we can see on the Launchpad, is that they've allowed maximum of 5 tokens per mint. And this brings us to the question, why would someone buy 2 or more NFTs for a project that offers in real life utility that is the same if you own 1 NFT to 2 NFT to 3 NFTs to 10 NFTs? It doesn't matter, you won't get 10x the perks by owning 10x the NFTs. So what that created is the only people that bought, and what that created is the real diamond hands, the people, the lifelong fans of Tomorrowland that bought the project because they because they want to support Tomorrowland and because they love the project, only bought 1 NFT. And the other people that bought more than 1 or more than 2 NFTs were the flippers, the people that saw potential profit in buying that collection. And what do flippers do? They list as soon as they buy. And what that created is a big selling pressure on the floor, which then resulted to the floor price going below mint price and basically halting the mint. So I do believe they should have capped the amount of NFTs every person can buy to 1 NFT. I do think that would have resulted in a healthier secondary market. The second area where I see room for improvement, and this is really an idea that I don't know how they haven't thought about it, but why didn't Tomorrowland sponsor, for example, the DGODs team or the OK Bears team or the Solana Monkey Business team? And they flew their entire team to Tomorrowland and really for free, and really told those guys like, hey, we'd love to have you there. Use this as a team bonding activity. We know all of you are working online, so it would be refreshing to have you guys all be together. We're willing to sponsor that. And just putting that out there. Imagine all the media exposure, the organic media exposure that Tomorrowland's NFT would get from having, for example, Frank from DGOD, the founder of DGOD, tweet about the event. I bet you that one good tweet from someone respected in the space would have flipped their mint around and really would have triggered this project nearing a sellout. I mean, it just makes business sense. Imagine they spent $30,000 on sponsoring NFT influencers, to flying them and hosting them at Tomorrowland for 3 days, for 1 weekend, the first weekend. $30,000. How many NFTs would you need to sell to cover that cost back? So assuming every NFT costed $100, so 3 Solana, let's assume $100 and be conservative. That means they would only need to sell 300 NFTs to cover their costs back. And I can guarantee you they would have done that back. So please, someone send this to one of Tomorrowland's marketing director. And please tell them that I think that this was a big missed opportunity, because this could have been used to brand Tomorrowland as the Degenerates' festival. And they really have this one chance at branding themselves as the NFT hub for festivals. People that want to network, that feel serious, they go to NFT NYC. And people that feel degen once a year, they go to Tomorrowland. And this is how Tomorrowland could have really positioned themselves in this market. And the final point I have here that I want to mention is really that Tomorrowland is ahead of their time. And I do congratulate them for really being that ahead of their time. They really are trying new things, and things are meant to break, things are meant to fail. We have yet to see a company successfully pull off in real life event at scale using NFT technology. And Tomorrowland really is setting the precedence. I don't really see how the future of NFTs lies in real life events. And what Tomorrowland really is trying to do is they're trying to apply Web3 business models into Web2 utility. And I've yet to be seeing this being applied successfully. And I think the breaking point here, when we're going to start seeing really wide adoption of NFT, is when companies are going to be able to figure out native Web3 utility with Web3 business models. Because now we're only seeing companies trying to apply Web3 business models to Web2 utilities. So NFT this, NFT that, we've all heard those stories. And trust me guys, I jump on calls every day with people that have projects. And a lot of them, I just tell them straight to their face, like, hey man, you want to think again about this idea, because I don't think a lot of people are going to want to buy real estate that is backed by utility. Like, you really need to pull this off correctly. Because you can't just NFT everything. And I have those conversations with people. But really, I do want to give credits to Tomorrowland. They are trying something, they are setting the precedents, and they are experimenting. So with that said, let us summarize. So in this video, we looked at the overview of the business model of Tomorrowland, how they plan to integrate NFT within their business model. The second thing we looked at is how did Tomorrowland market their two collections. And the third thing we discussed about is just some small room for improvement and takeaways that we can take from Tomorrowland's NFT mint. With that said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. It helps this channel grow. And with that, I will be seeing you in the very next video. All right, take care.